I wanted to show you today about how to pull a chicken. I've been getting a lot of good questions about cooking pulled chicken, and it's something that we do for different catering jobs or for parties or something to give people a different alternative in pork. Not everybody eats pork, believe it or not, and so sometimes you want to have something for everybody. So what we did is just smoke the whole chicken. And it's one of the easiest things to cook. We fire the cooker up between 275, 300 degrees. Get it in a brine or marinade for a couple hours, and just season the outside with the good salty rub. And it's got some peppers, a little bit of heat to it, and that's what kind of gets this crust nice and crispy. If you smoke a chicken at lower temps, it gets done and it stays moist, but the higher temp will get it done faster, plus it makes a better skin on it. And for pulled chicken, you don't need anything fancy. Just let the chicken cool. You don't want to lose too much juices from it. So give it a good 30-minute rest. And then we just go to quartering it out. I'll take the thigh quarters off and the legs. And then what I do is just start breaking the meat away from the bone in pretty good sized chunks. You can see I got my helper here with me today. It's my son Michael. But look up at the camera, son. You can see this chicken's still nice and moist and juicy. And what we do is just break it off. I'm taking all the bones out, the tendons and the legs. You want to leave all that behind. Just kind of pick through it. But it's not rocket scientist. We're just pulling chicken here. And the main thing is we just want to get all the meat we can off the carcass. I usually mix in some of the skin. A lot of people that, they're picky enough to want chicken instead of pork. They're picky enough to not want to eat skin. So you don't want to put too much in there, but a little bit of it flavors the meat good. And all I do is just pick through it, kind of keeping the bones and the bits separated. The main thing is don't get in it too fast, because you want to keep that moisture in that chicken, and then the longer you give it to rest, the more moisture will stay in there. And a lot of times what I'll do is if there's any moisture that's come out of the bird, after I get through pulling it, I'll actually kind of save that and toss the meat back through it. You can mix a barbecue sauce with it if you like, but a lot of times it doesn't need it, because you're getting all your seasoning from your marinade, and if you injected it, you're getting a lot of flavor in it. So I cook these chickens to right about 165, 170 in the breast, so they would be really good and done. That's one thing with chicken, you don't want to chance it because you're smoking it. Yeah, there's going to be some pink, but that's from the reaction with the smoke. Doesn't mean undercooked chicken. The trick is when you stick that chicken with a thermometer, you want to see clear juice run back when you pull it back out, and that lets you know that chicken's done. Especially when it's giving you 165 in the breast, 175 in the thigh, you're good to go. And that's pretty much got the dark meat covered here on this chicken. There are a few pieces on the back that I always go to get out, and they're these little medallions. You can see here, that's a real nice place. They sit right in the backbone there. There's one on each side. I always make sure to get those out. I've already got the other one there. But now we'll just come, and I usually pull the skin off the breast. Nobody wants to eat the good skin. Sometimes we'll save it and I'll eat it. It's good and crunchy, but for the breast, basically you're just taking it off whole and then kind of shredding it up in your hands. That's pulling chicken right there. There's nothing to it. It's nice and moist and juicy. And typically we don't keep all the meat separated. I put the dark meat mixed in with the white meat, just so when it's presented, you get a little bit of all of it, and that keeps your meat moist too, because sometimes the white meat has a tendency to be a little drier, doesn't have as much fat in it as the dark meat. But when you mix it all together, you're getting a nice moist. People really can't tell that the dark meat's mixed in there. They think it's all breast, but that's our little secret. But usually this was about a 4.5 pound chicken. It'll yield anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds of meat pulled. So it'll probably feed, I would say, 6 to 8 people, depending on how much they, you know, if it's all if you got all eaters or if you got some women and kids in there. But we usually average about a bird for about every 8 people. That's a good rule of thumb when you're serving pulled chicken. And not only can you make sandwiches and eat it as like a pulled meat sandwich, this pulled chicken's also great for making recipes. We'll take it, and I've got a good recipe for a buffalo chicken dip that we're going to put up here soon and be able to look out for it. It makes great chicken nachos. We've used it in quesadillas. You know, anywhere that you have a chicken that's called for boiled chicken or sauteed chicken, you can use the substitute this pulled chicken for it, and it just has better flavor because you're getting your flavor from your smoker on it, and it's nice and moist, and it makes excellent chicken salad. But this time of year around Super Bowl time, we're always making different dips or recipes, or they call for chicken. A lot of times I'll just smoke a bunch of chickens up and pull them all, and this is exactly what we'll do. We'll use them in our recipes, and people just go crazy over the flavor that you get out of the smoked chicken. There's not a whole lot to the wing, but I'll still go ahead and break them up. A lot of times that's just cook's choice. We got to snack on something as we're doing this, so the wing usually gets sacrificed. But it takes, you know, 3 or 4 minutes and you've got a pulled chicken. And that's how we pull a chicken. That's about all there is to it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook, How to Barbecue Right, or my website, howtobarbecueright.com. Come check it out. We're going to have these videos up on YouTube. And until next time, we gone.